afternoon, this is Teresa Feta on Toga Talk. Today we'll be covering the Persian Wars and having some very special guests. The Persian Wars were a defining moment in Greek history. Between 560 to 500 BC, Persia had the largest empire under the rule of Cyrus the Great. In 521 BC, a rebellion broke out in Persia, causing a civil war. Under the rule of Cyrus's son, Darius I, all resistance was crushed. The Ionians still did not want to be under Persian rule, so they began a revolt in 499 BC. With the aid of the Athenians, the Ionians were successful in the revolt, but eventually had a defeat at sea. The Ionians were subdued, and Darius decided to punish Athens. In 492 BC, the Persians made an expedition to Athens, but turned back due to a storm which destroyed their ships. Darius, not seeing failure as an option, led a second expedition against Athens. We have uncovered footage of the Battle of Marathon to share with you today.
Victory for Athens!
And we'll be back right after these few messages.
Rejoice! We conquer!
Hi, I'm Fitipitties. If I were wearing the Mount Olympus shoe while running the 26 miles from Marathon, I probably wouldn't have died. The Mount Olympus shoe provides flexibility and support for your foot and requires less energy on your run. So the next time you go on a run, wear a Mount Olympus shoe.
We're back with our first guest, Xerxes. So I'm sorry to hear about your father dying.
Well, you know, he died in 486 BC, which was 11 years ago when I was still a teenager.
It's been about 5 years since the battles took place, and I think everyone wants to know how you felt at the time.
Well, my father had always made it his mission to conquer Athens, so when he died, I felt as if I needed to do so as well. So I gathered 300,000 soldiers and 700 warships and made my way to Athens. However, many of the city-states had not surrendered, 31 of those, of course. Sparta and Athens were included. They gathered a very small army and made their way to Thermopylae.
How did you feel when your army was being defeated by only 300 soldiers?
Well, there were several days of battle when I was really reconsidering surrendering. But then a traitor, Achilles, showed me a goat pass to get behind the Spartan army.
So what really happened at the Battle of Thermopylae?
Well, I can show you. I, King Leonidas, stand before you today at the Battle of Thermopylae. We may only be 300, but we have courage and honor. So I ask you men, stand by me and fight! Awoo! Awoo!
Awoo! Persian, this is the goat path that you can defeat the Spartans with.
And now this message from our sponsor. Second guest on the show, an Athenian. It's nice to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Xerxes was just here talking about the Battle of Thermopylae, and after talking with the audience, we decided we all wanted to know why you left the Spartans to defend.
Well, actually, the Spartans allowed us to leave. They wanted us to have an element of surprise over the Persians when they finally followed us back to Athens. And I really commend those 300 Spartans because They allowed us several days ahead of the Persians in the end.
So how did you decide to defend your city?
Well, first we evacuated all the women and children. All the able men went to the Bay of Salamis to fight for our navy. Themistocles, our general, opposed any form of a retreat. He gathered 378 warships. In 480 BC, the Persian army entered our narrow straits of the Bay of Salamis. We scattered, and this confused them, and we began to ram their ships.
I heard that Themistocles tricked Xerxes. Is that true?
Yes, there is a rumor that he sent a messenger to Xerxes to tell him that we become allies. But when the Persians entered the bay, we turned on them.
And now we have a reenactment of the Battle of Salamis.
No! My ships are sinking! Oh God! Not the ships! No!
That was a very interesting reenactment.
Very interesting.
So can you please tell us about the Delian League?
Well, the Delian League was established after the Greeks won the Persian War. It was an alliance of all the city-states, with Athens, because we're the best, as the most powerful. And if you don't know what an alliance is, it's a formal agreement between two or more nations.
What exactly does the Delian League do?
Well, if a city-state were attacked by another nation, all of the other city-states would aid them in a war. But the Delian League doesn't exist anymore because it led to the Peloponnesian Wars.
Well, that's all we have for today. Tune in next time on Toga Talk, where our special guest will be Herodotus, the Greek historian who's in the process of writing a book about the Persian Wars.
Oh God! The ships! Oh God! Not a steamer. Oh God! The ships! Persia! Persia! What's happening? Don't this. Sorry. What are you doing?
We have our first guest on the show, Xerxes.
Woo!
I like feet. Yes, I do.
Welcome back.
My stance is so itchy. So itchy. Yes, well, my father.
My father, he died.
I give on blameless. You want to go 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3?
Katrina, doesn't matter.
1, 2, 3, turn. Now's your turn.
Go.
Don't.
Start recording.
And we're back. We have our first guest on the show, Xerxes.